And I didn't do anything about it.
Yeah, the opening, a window opening like that will do it sometimes.
Okay, anytime you're ready. Y'all go ahead.
You're rolling?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Michael, as I sit here and look at you, you look quite different from the way you look in the film, The Great Santini. Was it a big trauma for you to have to get that kind of haircut?
No, I mean, I was into it. As a matter of fact, I got it early so that when I came down here, everyone would have more of an impression of me as Ben and get to know me more that way to make it a little easier to work in film. So I got the haircut about 6 weeks before I came down. It was quite a shock to me and to my friends, but you know, it's something I lived with.
Did they darken your hair too?
No, I've been making a film in Florida, and we've been outside a lot on a golf course, and so my hair's been getting a little sun, so it gets a little lighter.
Is it true, Michael, that you almost didn't even get to read for the part of Ben?
I was the last actor they saw, and they had seen about 200, and they had kind of decided on who they wanted, and we're going to do some screen tests just to make sure. And my agent was persistent enough and clever enough to get me in the door, and once that happened, a few lights went off in Lewis's head, and Chuck Pratt seemed pretty happy, and they gave me a screen test and got the job.
Who were the other actors who were being considered for it?
I really don't know.
Or you don't want to say?
No, I don't know. They kept me pretty much in the dark, which is fine with me. I think I probably would have been a little more nervous if I knew who the competition was.
Now, was your test with Duvall?
Well, yeah, more or less. Yeah, we did a few scenes. We did, besides that one scene where I come and find Bobbie after Toomer's death. There was one scene we did with the mother after the basketball game, and we worked on one of the other scenes also.
What was it like playing these scenes opposite Robert Duvall? Michael, were you at all intimidated?
I was in awe more than I was intimidated. I had been a fan of Bobbie's for a long time, and appreciated his work, and counted it among some of the finest work that this country's ever produced. And Bobbie was so outgoing to me, and so supportive of me and of my efforts in the role, that we very quickly developed a good friendship and a good relationship, which made it very, very easy to do.
I think your role is a very, very demanding one, Michael. You have to run the gamut of emotions. Of all the different kinds of scenes, which one was the most difficult for you?
A lot of people have asked me that, you know, and I really can't say that one was easier than the other or one is more difficult than the other. When you're making a film, it's a real day-to-day process, and I gear myself for that day's work and really try and time myself and pace myself for the day and for whatever I feel is the demands of that day. And I had an overall idea of the character and what kind of transitions the character should go through, and you know, where it begins, where he goes to, and where he ends up. And I tried to keep that kind of continuity in the back of my mind most of the time, but really tried to work in a day-to-day fashion.
Now, in the movie, The Great Santini, you have your 18th birthday. You become a man. What is your actual age?
24.
But you're so convincing. Did you have to do anything special to get the 18 attitude across?
Well, it wasn't that long ago that I was 18, so it's not slipped from my memory yet. And you know, I have a pretty young face. I'm kind of fair, and you know, it's believable. And so I thought it worked for me that I had the experience of having been 18 and a little more experience, that whatever years I've accumulated since then, and I was able to bring that to the role along with, you know, hopefully a sense of innocence also.
Michael, is there anything in your own background that you could lean on as far as the relationship between Ben and his father?
Well, I think anybody will have had a similar relationship to their father, especially if they were the oldest of that many kids. Pat Conroy, who really is who I play in the film, is the oldest of 7, as am I. And we had very similar family situations with a very strong, dominating kind of father with a pretty outrageous sense of humor, and you know, the good sides and the bad sides that everybody has. And anybody could identify with that part of the role, man or woman. And I was just, you know, I was lucky enough to have enough experience in my own life to bring something to it, and was able to get something going with Bobbie at the time.
I wonder, do you think that it ever occurred to Ben to run away from home?
No. I think Ben's a survivor, and I think Ben was was a part of that family and an important part of the family. Excuse me. And I think his instincts are family-oriented, and he would want to, no matter where the family was at, he would always try to support his family, his sisters, and his mother, especially in the way that that the family comes off in the film. It really is. Everyone's trying to figure out how to deal with Daddy, and so Ben was really a strong focus for the rest of the kids, and I don't think he would ever have left.
Did you ever have discussions with Pat Conroy?
Oh yeah, we spent some time together, and Pat was really, really nice, and gave me some nice anecdotes about his family and some background about his family and about the people in the book and who he based them on. And I even met a few of the characters that he based his characters in the book on. I met a few of the people, and I met his dad, I met his mom, and everybody was very, very supportive and giving throughout the whole process.
In the movie, is the father bigger than the father is in real life?
I guess anything, any kind of dramatization will make a bigger character for the sake of the piece and whatever you're trying to convey. So there's certain theatrical licenses, I guess, that are taken, yeah. So I guess the answer to that is yeah.
Do you think that the Mr. Conroy Sr. is pleased or will be pleased with the way he's played?
Yeah, I think he saw the film. He saw one of the screenings earlier in Atlanta, and I'm sure he's going to dig it. I'm sure he is.
It's probably going to say, "Wow, I didn't know I was that mean."
That's right. Well, I'm sure at the time, those kind of family pressures where you get into a father-son kind of situation where it's uncomfortable at first is. It's unfortunate at the time, but it's dealt with and it's remembered. And I know that Pat Conroy and Don Conroy, right now have a great relationship because I saw them together when we were filming, and they're very humorous with each other and very, together, and they seem to have come through it fine.
That's terrific, Michael. Good luck with your career. I think you're just absolutely marvelous in the film, and it's a pleasure to have this chance to meet you and talk with you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Did I need to do this? Okay, we'll do the just cutting about here for the reactions first.
Where?
Oh, here someplace. No.
Okay.
No. Here. No, it would have to be here.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll get our axis right. You rolling?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Swell. Okay, that should be enough of that. All right.
Roll.
Michael, is it true that you almost didn't even get to read for the part? Michael, is there anything in your own life, your own family situation that you could lean on to get your characterization for Ben? When you were working opposite Duvall, particularly in the early scenes, were you at all intimidated by him? Did you ever get to meet Pat Conroy? How do you think the Conroy family is reacting to the film? Do you think it ever occurred to Ben to run away from home? Okay. Now I need to give you a signature sign-off. I'll do it twice, once looking and then once straight. Okay? This is Bobbie Wygant at Fripp Island Resort in Beaufort, South Carolina. All right, again. This is Bobbie Wygant at Fripp Island Resort near Beaufort, South Carolina for Channel 5 Action News. One more time. This is Bobbie Wygant at Fripp Island Resort near Beaufort, South Carolina for Channel 5 Action News.